unknown creator suddenly attains fame, connections, and an audience in a niche where they have zero experience.
All right. So here's the thing about people who blow up instantaneously. Is there a chance that they're a plant? Yes. Is there a chance that they're not? Yes. I don't think every single person who blew up is a plant, but I also think you just know. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's people like Queso, who's a wholesome, great, hilarious, funny dude. There's people like her, who is dry, weird, strange person that you just don't really understand. I don't understand how she blew up. Like, all she has been is a pocket watcher.
Do they A, get labeled as an industry plant?
Well, you do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is this?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Feels a bit planty.
This is definitely
You got here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been a minute.
B, abandon their family and alienate fans in pursuit of more success.
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To
this.
be here.
Dark.
Oh
You
my.
regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Or C, totally
Alright, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that Drake called her out on her stuff is crazy. You got Drake, the person who low-key didn't even claim his kid, calling out your parenting. You know you messed up when someone who didn't claim their kid calls out your parenting.
ruin their reputation and lose 80% of their audience. Unfortunately for Bobbi Althoff, it was all three, as her transition from mummy TikToker to podcast sensation came with a whole new world of responsibilities
started as
and demands
a-
that she wasn't prepared to handle. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist.
She
I
started
create
as
weekly YouTube documentaries.
lifestyle
Today,
mom
we'll be delving deep into the meteoric rise
TikToker?
and fall of podcasting's favorite
What
industry
the
plant,
heck?
Bobbi Althoff.
So
How she
weird.
rapidly rose to the upper echelons of the podcasting world, what she did to turn her entire audience against her, and why, despite the success, her career is slowly fading towards irrelevancy. Before becoming a podcast host, Bobbi's social media persona was geared towards making funny family and parenting content with her husband on TikTok.
I don't care what anyone says, there is nothing more embarrassing than walking around with one of these. Everyone knows how it got.
How did she
there.
go from a mom TikToker to a mom
Your
lifestyle
mom,
TikToker to what she's
your
doing
dad,
now?
Your grandpa, your uncles, your brothers, your trash truck driver, the cashier at the grocery store. They all know it.
Bobbi's parenting TikTok era lasted from 2021 to 2023 and showcased three core aspects of her approach to creating content that would both help and harm her career in the future. 1. A thirst for virality. 2. A reliance on dry but witty humor to engage fans.
I thought it would be a fun idea to talk about our marriage. My husband sleeps downstairs and I sleep upstairs where the children sleep, and I take care of them all night long, so I'm generally pretty tired. So he does all of the cleaning and he does an amazing job at it. So yeah, that's probably...
See, she seemed like a good wife before she got famous.
While Bobbi's mummy videos weren't anything groundbreaking, her consistency and uniquely awkward personality drew viewers in and allowed her to garner over 3 million followers on TikTok.
She really did
With that
seem like
being
a good
said,
wife
Bobbi's
before she got
success in the
famous,
parenting
bro.
niche was only
Like,
a
that's the
passing
thing.
phase, as she soon set her sights on something of much more mainstream appeal. By April 2023, Bobbi released the first episode of the Really Good podcast, which featured Colleen Ballinger as a guest.
So you're rich.
Nah, that's insane. You're telling me from the very beginning her content was about pocket watching? Bro, what?
Excuse me?
That's why I have you here today. You're rich.
You reached out to me, and I'm excited to be here.
So you reached out to me. We don't have to get into the details about it. I know you're a little bit maybe embarrassed.
I'm also clinically depressed.
I'm depressed too, but I'm not on medication.
What?
Okay, to each his own.
yeah.
Or her own.
Their own.
Running up
You're depressed,
somebody
you're rich, and
about depression
according
is
to
a
the internet,
crazy
you're a little
thing,
funny.
bro.
Yeah, let's not laugh too much.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, and we shouldn't laugh about
So
depression.
weird.
I wasn't laughing about depression.
Yeah, you were.
Excuse me.
Please stop that. Are you serious right now?
A lot of tears that happen.
Do you post those on social media for views though?
I would disagree with that.
You want people to see you crying. Is that so they can feel
Bro.
emotional about what's going on, and they'll
I
be like,
really
I'm not gonna hate
don't-
her because she has feelings.
I really don't understand how. Like, when she was doing the mom TikTok stuff, like, I understand why that would blow up. It's something that's relatable to everybody. But, like, this whole pocket watching thing is weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that would be manipulative.
I don't think that's manipulative.
To me, that sounds manipulative.
I think that you should go back to school.
Even though the interview was later taken down, it demonstrated how entertaining Bobbi's dry humor could be, and highlighted her unusual ability to get notable celebrities on her podcast, something that would eventually become a massive source of speculation, skepticism, and success for her channel. Nowhere was this more apparent.
I ain't saying nothing, bro.
Bobbi's interview with the comedian Funny
I ain't
which
saying
racked
nothing,
up
bro.
over 5 million views and spawned dozens of viral clips across social media.
You like tennis?
No,
Why not?
because have you ever played?
It's a
Yeah,
good question.
yeah,
It's a
it
good
is.
question.
Yeah.
So tennis is a relationship sport,
hmm
and you're in a relationship. Do you feel like you're a good partner?
No.
Oh. Okay, then expect you to
I
say
ain't
that.
gonna lie, that's crazy.
These would only get better
I ain't
for
gonna lie,
Bobbi
that's crazy.
as she leveraged the popularity of her previous interview to get Drake on her next episode.
What?
Do you think I'm bad at rapping?
I've never
What's your
heard you.
favorite? What?
Hmm.
You've never heard? What?
Maybe on the radio, your music.
All right, bro. I'm not really a hater. And honestly, I know I like Drake. I like Kendrick a lot. I just like Kendrick more than I like Drake. When Drake's rapping, though, I'm not gonna lie. His rapping's not the best. It's not terrible, but it's not the best rapping. But he's a great artist. I think this is what I'm saying. I think Kendrick's a better rapper than Drake, but Drake's a better artist.
What?
Any of your music.
Okay, so you've never heard? You were gonna say you've never
Any
heard
of your
a Drake
music?
song
No,
ever?
not that I can
never
think of.
heard a Drake song.
Can you sing one?
No, but like I'm just asking you, like, are you gonna be one of like those?
That's kind of
people
funny.
that I've never heard you before.
Not that I would recognize. Like, oh, that's
What?
Drake.
Bobbi's dismissive approach to interviewing Drake immediately struck a chord with
Why
fans,
are
as
they
they'd never seen
in-
such an acclaimed artist put into such an awkward situation. This translated.
Why did they
into
do
the
it in a
video
bed?
receiving around 10 million views and attracting over 500,000.
I think that's the weirdest part of that whole interview
An
is that they
interview of
did it
this
in a
caliber
bed.
Not only exposed Bobbi to a broader audience, but gave her what was essentially a free pass to get any other artist in the industry on her podcast. However, the interview wasn't all positive for Bobbi. Eagle-eyed viewers would notice a highly flirtatious side of Bobbi's personality
That's
that
true.
wanted something more from her
That's
guests
true.
despite being married.
That's
Am I your
true.
type?
Like this whole situation.
I'd do it.
This is probably one of the first things I've ever watched of her, and I did not think obviously I watched the Marco one, but I didn't know she was married, bro. I didn't know she was with somebody. After watching this, I thought she was single.
Thank you.
Like I'd do it. There's you.
Not in it.
I know. I just meant like.
Don't lie to me.
Mm.
Don't lie to the people watching this. And don't spill water on my couch.
It's a chair, not a couch, but
Combine this with the fact
That's
that
whatever.
Bobbi skipped her daughter's birthday to interview
That's
Drake
whatever.
only degrades her reputation further.
You did. I really do appreciate
On my
that.
daughter's first birthday.
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Hmm
You missed your daughter's first birthday for
To
this.
be here.
so weird. That's so weird.
Regret that you'll never be able to
That's
undo.
so weird.
Horrible parenting.
Where's your son?
Somewhere safe, and it's not his birthday.
Even though the Drake interview was a step forward for
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why she did that, bro. You know the second, bro. You know the second she said that he was gonna bring up the fact it was her daughter's birthday. Why would you even put yourself in that situation?
Bobbi's career, it would unfortunately set her back leaps and bounds in other crucial areas of her life. Around the same time Bobbi was having a 1 in a million interview in Drake's bed, her husband was finalizing their divorce. According to today's article, Corey Althoff had begun the divorce proceedings back in February and had indicated, quote,
That's crazy.
irreconcilable differences as the reason for their separation. While there wasn't any bad
That's
blood between the
crazy.
couple, it didn't stop people from speculating that Drake's interview had something to do with it, as rumors about the two having a
Hey,
romantic connection
look.
spread like wildfire. While Bobbi
Let me tell you something, bro. As a husband, I will never be in a woman's bed. I will never be in another woman's bed. No, alright, see, bro. And no matter what, bro, I would never, and my wife, if she ever gets in somebody's bed, that person will never be in the same bed as her. It's I will never get in another bed with another woman in my bed. That is crazy. I don't even, me personally, the second that interview came out, it would have been All gas, no brakes from then on, bro.
With
my wife.
These rumors, there was still questions about how she got the interview and why she was signed up to the same talent agency as Drake. During an
Dang.
interview on the BFF's podcast, Bobbi claimed that she contacted Drake after he engaged with her viral posts.
But yeah, then Drake
Oh.
liked one of the videos I had uploaded, and he followed me. I didn't realize it at first. Marco called me and he was like, "Bobbi, look who just followed you." So I like filtered it to verified only people, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Oh
why
my.
would he follow me? He's like, he liked the video, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna like shoot my shot to Drake." I don't know how.
Dang.
I thought the chance of him
That's
replying
crazy.
was like a 1%, and then the chance of him saying yes was like 0.000. I was like, there's no way. So I was like, come on my podcast. I said, when are you going to come on my podcast?
And he just was
He said,
game right
yeah,
away.
he was ready to do it. I flew out there like, I think 3 days later.
So in other words, he flew you out there for a song, Punani. You know what I'm
Reaching out
saying?
to Drake this way seemed like a plausible
pulled up
explanation
for
for why a
Punani,
big
and that's it.
celebrity who hardly does interviews would drop everything to be on an upcoming podcast. But it didn't explain why Bobbi was signed to the same talent agency as him.
I posted the thing. I
Red
got a
flags, red
message
flags.
from, Andrew at WME. He says,
Red
like,
flags.
talk. I said, okay, because I had like I didn't know what I was doing. They signed with me that night, and then
So you just didn't meet with anybody else? You're just like, this guy hit you from William
First
Morris?
person. Boom.
well,
signed.
I knew I knew a lot. Drake is signed by WME.
Yeah,
right?
Let me
Yeah, I was
make
like,
sure that I don't have a
Massive
weird
agency.
voice
Yeah.
on.
But I was like, they're like reputable, and
Let
I
me
need
make
help
sure I don't have a
now, so
weird
I'm
voice
not,
on.
Like, I wasn't. They sounded great. They sounded like they knew what they were doing. They jumped in. I had like that day. I had a team of 15 people.
So
helping me.
you signed with them after Drake?
Yeah.
Because the plan theory
I know. It's that they helped me get him.
William Morris signed
Covering
you.
it up, covering it up.
Credit for my-
She's smart for that. She's
Yeah,
smart for
they
that.
will.
You did it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's not. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing. I feel like I did all of the hard parts, and then I got to. Now I have help, but like I did all of the like getting there.
Bobbi
Industry.
signed with WME after securing the Drake interview.
Industry
and
plant,
sold
fellas.
her
We have an industry plant. We got him.
solely because Drake was interested in her. Also, the information about her meeting Drake wasn't public knowledge until after she signed with WME, which means WME had to be informed about Drake's interview with Bobbi by someone on the inside. Whether that was Drake or someone else is unclear, but the way Bobbi tries to play the situation off as a coincidence seems disingenuous at best and deliberately misleading at worst. Either way, the connection between the two wouldn't last long. On the 14th of August 2023, Bobbi's dream interview was taken down, and the pair unfollowed each other on social media. Even though Bobbi didn't directly address the abrupt change, she did release a video with her unamused
Let's be
expression at
honest.
Drake's concert.
Let's be honest.
This quiet
Let's
feud
be
would
honest
reignite
now.
rumors about Drake being intimate with Bobbi and lead people to speculate on if there'd been some disagreement between the two. To finally put the rumors to rest, Bobbi would share an uncensored DM with Dave Portnoy that read, "My girlfriend said you slept with Drake and are getting a divorce. I am saying that is not true." To which Bobbi would reply, "I'm not commenting on it publicly, but off the record, you're right. That is not true." While Bobbi no longer
How can you say off the record and then go post that? You can't sit there and say off the record and then go, am I tripping? Am I wrong for saying that?
had access to her most viral interview, she still had the interviewing style that made it unique and doubled down on it in subsequent podcast episodes. However, it wouldn't produce the outcome Bobbi expected.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish. You need some motherfucking...
Of course, bro's compared her to chicken, bro. You knew it. Ah! She's cooked.
seasoning, man. Damn, I'm trying to get you to play. You lost in the sauce. You ain't shaking my hand. We finna get you to 25 million. You know what I'm saying?
She's getting fried right now. She don't like it.
Great day offset.
Just a little seasoning.
All right, you can leave now.
This is my hotel. I paid for this motherfucker. You can leave now. See how that work?
Nah, that's cold. How you gonna try to kick a dude out of his own hotel? Brother, you're tweaking. You're tweaking.
In previous episodes, Bobbi was always in control, as she made guests uncomfortable with her unfazed attitude. But this wasn't the case with Offset's interview. Throughout their time together, Offset reciprocated Bobbi's uninterested demeanor and took every opportunity to roast her.
I'm an artist.
Okay.
What do you do? That's the question.
I interview people
That is the question. What does she
because I
do?
want to get to know them.
Why do you want to get to know me?
I didn't.
You did.
Your team reached out to mine.
Don't cap. Let's not cap about that. Let's not flex for the ground. Uh-oh.
Bro,
CAP.
them Atlanta people don't play, bro.
Cap.
What was that?
Them Atlanta
Are you
people
trying to
don't
make
play.
some Song right now?
No, it was cap.
Okay, wasn't.
You should
Actually,
try to make a song.
I honestly.
He's
don't know
saying
how
you
this
chirping.
turned out. I'm not gonna
Like
lie
you're
to
just
you.
tweaking, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Okay, well, my team could have reached out to yours. I'm not gonna. I don't want to make you look bad.
They had to show me who Bobby was. I thought they were talking about Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, they had to show me what.
The water.
Offset
That's
the water
crazy.
Because you like water, so it matched.
Never. Yeah.
Did she really just say they had to show her who Offset was? That is like the fundamentals of capping right there, bro. Like, here's the thing: if you're gonna cap, bro, make it believable. All right, you can't just sit there and say something that's just obnoxiously cap and then be like, "Yeah, that's what happened." No, bro, that's not what happened. You know that's not what happened. I know that's not what happened. What are you talking about? Lock in, big dog. You know that's not what happened. Sorry, chat. I gotta clean up. I gotta clean up now. But I'm about to take this trash out soon. I gotta take that trash out soon. Bro, this snack right here, absolute gas.
It matched a little bit.
Never heard of Offset. In
The
my
water?
life.
Yes, you have.
I have not. I googled you
Damn.
on the way here, and I read something about you.
I have to go on TikTok. I couldn't even Google you.
Clips from the interview would go viral across social media as users finally got to see Bobbi get
You know that hurt her pride. I had to go on TikTok. I couldn't even Google you.
a taste of her own medicine, with comments reading, "This is probably the most challenging interview for Bobbi so far. This was hilarious, the worst job by the interviewer and the best job by a guest," as well as watching Offset annoy her to her core as she does everyone she interviews was the happiest moment I've had in a while. I was shitting on her the whole interview. This was a clear sign that fans were tired of Bobbi's interviewing style, of demeaning or putting guests down. After all, no one wants to see their favorite celebrity get insulted for an hour straight.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, Bobbi realized this fact a little too late. By the start of 2024, fans were leaving her channel in droves, as Bobbi went from getting millions of views a month to barely scratching a million. The worst part about it was that the few who stayed were looking for any reason to hate Bobbi and her podcast. From people roasting her in the comments for being a talentless host, to labeling her as an industry plant. The novelty of Bobbi's stuck-up persona had worn off, and the internet wouldn't put her on a pedestal anymore.
No,
Facts.
right?
I am, but
So wait, what is the industry plant to you?
I mean, I don't truly know.
Well, what is
I
that?
feel like it means like, I don't know. I mean, like the industry is like helping
you
you. Like I don't know
planted.
where. I know I applied and they were
So
like,
I guess
yeah.
what I think is an industry plan is. What I think industry plan is, it's like somebody that has been like that is tied to someone else in the industry and uses those connections
Okay.
to capitalize, and they like have zero talent.
That makes more sense than
Do you
what I
think-
thought it was. So I was like, they
What
just,
did you think
plan-
it
I don't know,
was?
like some like the industry like comes
Planted
in and
you.
is like, hey, like we picked you. You're gonna be the next. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have any ties though, so I would love to have had ties. I feel like my life would have been a lot easier if I had ties. Don't have any ties.
Yeah.
Just have like.
Well, you do feel kind of planty. We do have the same manager, so is
This
this?
is
I
true.
know,
Isn't that crazy?
This is
It's
true.
a bit planty.
This is definitely.
You got
like,
you got
Luke.
here in 5 minutes. It took me 20 years.
Hey, it has been
Nah, being called out by somebody that's interviewing you is crazy. You know this is
a
hurt.
minute.
You know this is low key hurting her pride, bro. You know this is hurting her, bro. She doesn't want to admit it. Nobody would, but it's hurting her.
At this point, users saw Bobbi's personality as less of a cute gimmick and more of a shallow persona fixated on manufacturing viral moments by being off-putting. You'd think this would be the height of the negativity towards Bobbi, but you'd be wrong, as she was about to give the audience a real reason to hate her. On the
What'd she
23rd
do?
of July 2024, Funny Marco published a video titled, "Why Did Me and Bobbi Cancel Our Tour?", which detailed a career falling out between him and Bobbi, as well as a whole host of creative differences that made it impossible for the two to work together.
I did stand up before, and I'm still doing it. So I understand. I'm learning how to entertain a crowd, and it's not the same thing that you get on Instagram. This is real life where people are going to look and they want the energy, they want the feeling. And I feel like Bobbi was stiff a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, let's really, really work on this. Like, and I paid script writers, like, let's really get him a show. And where she told me, that's not me. Bobbi was like, my comedy is me not talking a lot. And I'm like, shit, this is different. Like, you can do that on the podcast, but in real life, this is different. So her
That's
comedy
true. If
was
you're not willing to
different
change,
from
you're gonna
what
get
she
cooked,
said,
bro.
From what she wanted to bring to the show, which I can respect. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing about me getting mad. I'm not saying you're doing nothing wrong. I can't, but I just don't agree with it. I can feel like I don't agree with it.
Marco acknowledged that there was nothing wrong with having a different comedy routine. He recognized that they were incompatible and chose to terminate the show to give fans a lower quality experience.
It's a good
Smart. The Bobbi tour, I just did. On my decision,
That's
I
smart.
didn't want to be a part of it because I want it to be a full production show, and I want anybody to pay $1, $2, $5, $10, $100 to really be satisfied. And I understand I won't satisfy everybody, but majority of people matters, you know. And I don't do anything for money. I stand on that. Like,
Marco was trying to paint a clear picture of why the tour didn't work and why cancelling it was best for everyone, but Bobbi wouldn't see things that way. Instead, Bobbi saw this criticism as a personal attack and responded in a very aggressive fashion.
So here's my version of what happened. Last year, we were supposed to go on tour,
right?
And I backed out last minute because my husband had just left me. I just had surgery. And I was super nervous going into this because I was
right.
And I text Marco.
She's capping.
Marco, I'm so sorry to do this.
She's
but
capping.
I'm so depressed right now. I literally want to myself. He doesn't reply to me, and then he unfollows me. I woke up from
she's capping.
to him unfollowing me.
She's capping.
Not only that, in the coming weeks, we go on multiple podcasts and talk about how much he didn't fuck with my style of humor.
For context, the surgery Bobbi was referring to was cosmetic in nature and wasn't as serious as she made it out to be.
It's not even a real surgery.
Stop my face. So I went in to get my zit injected and I left with Botox in my forehead, which, that's fine. That's normal. I had lines here. They're gone. Here's where I really up. I got under eye filler, so that's why it looks like I have 2 black eyes. Can't smile still.
Returning to her angry response video, Bobbi would try to demonize Marco.
So it's not even like a real, it wasn't even a real surgery. She's just being a baby.
During this tour, I'm trying my best. Every time I'm telling him, like, Marco,
what?
He's like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, Marco, I'm trying my best, but like, it's hard for me to get out of my comfort zone of like, I have social anxiety, like debilitating social anxiety. That's why this whole thing of me is not fully a character. I actually am socially awkward. I'm socially awkward. It's embarrassing. I don't want to be, so I lean into it. And I am doing my best on this stage.
Okay, but like low key, I feel like you can do that on stage too and still give them like a show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be socially awkward and still give somebody a show. I don't think you have to like be loud and stuff to be funny. You know what I'm saying? I think there are comedians who aren't loud, who don't freak out, who are pretty chill, don't really say much, socially awkward people that do great at shows. I feel like those exist.
Show. I try my best to get out of my comfort zone. I drink a little, and I thought it went so well. I was like, Marco, I did everything you said. And like, I actually felt really good about it. I felt like I really got out of my comfort zone.
I really felt good about it.
And he's like, yeah, you killed it. It was great. Fast forward a couple more weeks, and I hear from my team that he canceled it.
She's capping.
Like, what the hell? Marco canceled the show. Like, why? They're like, I don't know. So I'm like calling him. Doesn't answer me. I'm like, okay, congratulations on the baby. Doesn't answer me. He just won't answer me. But then he's tagging me in post of Taylor Swift dancing and being like, that's Bobbi. And I'm like, okay, at least we're still cool.
What?
Fast forward to today, and I get tagged in a video of Marco standing by a pool talking to everybody about why he canceled the tour.
You'd think with Bobbi's reaction to the demands of the comedy tour that she'd never want anything to do with them, but it was the exact opposite.
I don't think she's wrong, bro. I mean, I don't think he's wrong for canceling
it. I'm gonna go on my own tour, since you don't want to go on tour with me anymore, and it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be great.
To viewers, Bobbi's video came off as a pity act of revenge against someone who wanted nothing but the best.
Did she go on tour?
Unfortunately, Bobbi wasn't willing to accept anything but praise for her work, and anyone who dared to criticize her was deemed a hater.
But really, the bigger issue is that you people seem to not care about your digital footprint. Like, I just don't understand, because I don't know a single successful person or normal person who leaves hater comments under anything. Do you want to know what regular normal people do? They talk about people they see on the internet to each other, not under their comment section. Like, send my
bro, I'll keep it a buck with you. I'll tell you the same thing. If I don't like your stuff, I'll tell you. You know? And it's like, And another thing is, right, like there's a difference between critiquing and like actually having something to say. You know, it's like, because I have this mom who would tell me when he's like, hey man, like this stuff is about to be popping. This stuff is about to be popping. Like you should look at this stuff. And I'll look at him like, oh, he's right. It would actually be popping. And if people are just telling her those, and she just says this, like there's a difference between critiquing somebody and genuinely hating. Like if you don't know what you're talking about and you just immediately start talking crazy, like clearly, you know what I'm saying? Clearly it's not, like, this is weird.
Video in your group message. Be like, ew, how is she still relevant in your group message?
From fans to former collaborators, Bobbi was at odds with everyone who gave her a platform, and because of it, her engagement outside the drama was slowly sliding towards irrelevancy. To remedy the situation, Bobbi went on a media tour through interviews with Wired and Forbes. However, this would only make Bobbi seem more out of touch and unlikable, as she only focused on making as much money as possible.
So it's like every day I was still posting 10 videos a day, even when I had my 3 million followers, and some of those videos would completely flop and get like 50,000 views, and I was just constantly having to think, and I was like, the only thing that is so successful every time is collabs.
So you got
And
a
then I saw this
money
video of a
grub.
girl
You're a
talking about how she
money
was on a podcast,
grubber.
but I think I mentally decided that she made like at least 300 a year on her podcast alone, and I was like, that's what I need to do next. Like, I need a podcast. So I started it. It was first called So You're Rich, and I was gonna, yeah. And I was interviewing rich people.
Money, a recurring theme.
I didn't grow up with money. I am on a lifelong journey to get money. I love.
While doing as little work as possible.
I don't have any talents.
You have talents. You're
That's
a
gonna be
podcast.
clipped, and people are gonna be like, "Yeah."
No, you have talents. What you have an interview talent, and you said, what is your? Do you have any journalistic background?
No, just a community college
cooked.
journalism class.
What is your interviewing technique?
Just no research. Show up.
One of the recent examples of Bobbi's apathy and lack of care for her career was the first and possibly last episode of her vlog series.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Bobbi. I've been told that I can dance really well. Yeah. You want to try to do the dance with me? You don't want to do it with me?
Naturally,
She had a
fans
vlog?
weren't amused, expressing their discontent with the video through thousands of dislikes and numerous
When did she have
critical
a
comments,
vlog?
with one stating, "This is like the quote, I don't care about the editing, I'm about to quit anyway vid." While Bobbi is still active on her social media platforms, she hasn't posted any news on her main channel since December 2024, and the last time she was relevant was when fans laughed at her messy breakups.
Just like hard to imagine finding someone who is like truly good
maybe
for
if you
It's
weren't a
hard to imagine
weirdo.
there's a world where there's like someone who's
Whether Bobbi realized it or not, the
Maybe if
things
you
that
weren't a
made her
money
career
grubber.
what it is today were slowly slipping away. Her comedic style has worn out, her celebrity connections are dwindling, and her public perception is at an all-time low. Each one of these factors could cause a significant decline